Students, coming on to our next question, okay, that is this 21. Now, in this question, we are having reaction of organic compound A with B in acid condition gives compound C. So, actually, see, I am just writing A is reacting with B in presence of acid. I am just writing that H plus, okay, for that acid part, and this is giving us C, correct. Now, next we have been given compound B reacts with what? Alkaline KMnO4, okay, it is reacting with alkaline KMnO4 solution and gives compound A, okay. So, from B again we are getting what? We are getting A, correct, okay. Now, again moving on further, compound C gives a compound B as compound C again, okay, compound C is giving compound what? Compound C gives compound B, okay, it is giving us compound B as one of the product when reacted with sodium hydroxide, okay, if reacted with NaOH, correct. Which of the following statement is are correct? Okay, so here obviously simply this in this particular question we'll talk about what? Acidification and saponification reaction, okay. See, obviously if compound A and B are reacting in acidic conditions, so obviously they both are forming some ester C, okay. So, we can inference that from this particular given information we can say that yes. Now, see, on reaction of B with alkaline KMnO4, so obviously this has to be alcohol, obviously this has to be alcohol. See, because in acidification reaction one compound which contains carboxylic acid and another compound which is alcohol, they both react together and they form ester. So, if alcohol reacts with alkaline KMnO4, oxidation will take place and obviously an acid will get formed, that is carboxylic acid. So, yes, we can say that A is what? Yes, this is also correct, this is correct, acetic acid CH3COOH, yes. 2 is what? Obviously ethanol, yes, ethanol when oxidized with KMnO4 it will form acetic acid, correct, or ethanoic acid simply. So, both A and B are correct. Now, C part, obviously see, if we combine these acid and alcohol, obviously we'll get this CH3COOCH2CH3, this ester will get formed, ethyl ethanoate, okay. So, third option is also correct. Now, coming on to our fourth one, A is a sweet smelling substance, obviously not. Ester is actually sweet smelling substance, that means C is actually sweet smelling substance, not A. So, fourth one is wrong. So, 1, 2 and 3, okay. What we have been asked about what? The correct statement. So, correct statements are 1, 2 and 3 only. So, our answer would be 2, okay. 2 is the right answer for this question. Next, we are having this question, that is equal volumes of solutions containing 1 mole of an acid and 1 mole of a base respectively are mixed, okay. Equal volume of solution containing 1 mole of acid and 1 mole of base. So, acid and base both are reacting together, okay. Which of these mixtures will give pH more than 7? See, a solution which is of basic nature can give us the pH which is more than 7, correct. Now, see, the problem here is that we are having 1 mole of acid and 1 mole of base. So, obviously this cannot have both strong acid and strong base, obviously, okay, because in that case a neutral, okay, solution will get, or a neutral solution will be formed, okay. So, we cannot have both strong part acid as well as base, okay. Now, but since this question is asking about pH solution which will have pH more than 7, so obviously base has to be strong, okay, base has to be strong. So from above options, first is the most appropriate one, because strong is NaOH, sodium hydroxide is a strong base, and acetic acid is weak acid. Even if they are taken in same amount, but we know that this base will ionize completely and this acid will ionize partially. So overall the dominating factor will be due to who will dominate here? NaOH will dominate here. Okay, so this is our correct option, or this is our correct answer for this particular question. Students, this is our next question, that is 23rd. It is saying a part of the modern periodic table is shown below, in which elements have been represented by English letters of the alphabets. Okay, correct. We have been given this periodic table. Okay. See, on the basis of the above periodic table, which one of the following statements is incorrect? Okay, we have to be careful while solving this particular question, because we have to identify the incorrect statement. Okay, so coming on to our first statement, that is, see, first statement is what? M will have -1 valency. See, M lies in group 17 and 17 group is of halogen. So obviously halogens, they need only one electron to achieve nearest noble gas configuration. Obviously, like fluorine. Okay, let's say fluorine. I am just taking an example. Okay, fluorine is an halogen. Atomic number of fluorine is 9. So in first shell it will have 2 electron and second shell 7. Okay, so obviously in order to complete its octet, it will need only one more electron. So yes, almost all, yes, obviously all halogens, they need one electron to achieve nearest noble gas configuration. So yes, first statement is actually correct. This statement is correct. Okay, second one, C will form an ionic compound with K. C lies in group 1, here it is C, and K is where? Yes, C. Okay, see, group 1 elements, they are what? They are metals obviously, so they will lose electron, and 17th group, they are non-metals and they require only one electron to achieve nearest noble gas configuration. So yes, obviously whenever C and K will react with each other, they will form ionic compound. That means transfer of electron, complete transfer of electron will take place from C to K. So statement second is also right, correct. Now moving on to our third one, H will form a covalent compound with A. H is where? See, H is actually present in 14th group. Okay, so what is the valency for 14th group elements? It is 4. Okay, for example, carbon. Okay, carbon is actually contains 4 valence electron in its valence shell. Obviously, see, I am just taking carbon as an example. Other elements, obviously, they will also contain 4 valence electrons. Okay, so H is combining with what? A. Okay, so this is period first. This is what? This is period first. In period first, obviously, we'll have hydrogen. So yes, if 14th group element combines with A, okay, and A is resembling hydrogen, so obviously they will form covalent compound. Okay, similar like if suppose carbon, which is an element of 14th group, combines with hydrogen, so obviously sharing of electron takes place, it forms covalent compound. So yes, that H will combine with A and will form covalent compound. So third statement is also right. So see, 1, 2 and 3, these statements are correct. Now in question we have been asked to identify the incorrect statement. So we have got answer, we got our answer, that is the fourth one. And what it is? See, B is smaller in size as compared to D and K. Okay, see, B, we are this is B. See, we know that if we move down the group, size of atoms increases. Okay, so it looks, yeah, good. Obviously B is smaller in size if we compare B with D element. Okay, but if we move from left to right in a period, okay, this actually becomes wrong, since we know that in a period size of atom decreases. So yes, obviously size of B would be greater than that of K. Okay. So, in this way this statement becomes wrong. So, we will mark fourth. Okay. This is the incorrect statement in this particular question. Students, here is our next question, and that is 24th one. It is saying, consider the electrochemical cells 1 and 2 shown in the following figures and select the correct statement about these cells. Okay, we have to select correct statement. See, first of all, we'll mark the cathode and anode in these two cells. This is the positive terminal. Okay, so we'll say this is anode in this particular cell and this is cathode. Okay, in cell 2, this is positive terminal and this is negative terminal. So, we'll say this is anode and this is cathode. Okay, anode, what oxidation takes place? We know that on anode oxidation and on cathode reduction. Okay, same here also on anode oxidation and cathode reduction. Okay, so statement 1, what it says, cell 1 produces purer copper than cell 2. See, in cell 2 anode is of impure copper. Okay, and obviously we know that from impure copper will get oxidized. Okay, how it will get oxidized? It will convert to Cu2 plus ion by losing 2 electrons, and that Cu2 plus ion will move towards that particular cathode and will deposit there. Okay, so in this way pure copper will get deposited on cathode. But this statement is saying that cell 1 produces purer copper. See, cell 1, in cell 1 anode is made up of what? Pure. How this cell 1 can produce pure copper then that is then the copper which is produced in second cell. Okay, so this statement becomes wrong. Okay, we have to identify the correct statement. So, this is a wrong statement. Okay, this is wrong statement. Second one, in both cells insoluble impurities settle down. Okay, see, in cell 2 obviously some impurities will get produced. This statement becomes wrong. See, it says both cells. Okay, so impurities might get produced in this case but not in this one. So, both cells in both cells insoluble impurities will settle down. This statement also becomes wrong. Okay, and in third one, copper from cathode will deposit on anode in cell 1. Copper from cathode. See, we know this thing that copper from where? Obviously, as I told you here, that copper oxidizes on anode and that particular cation moves towards cathode. There this reaction takes place on anode, and on, if we talk about cathode, the reaction which is taking place on cathode, so that Cu2 plus ion will gain electron and will get converted into that solid copper. So, copper will get deposited on cathode, but statement 3 is saying copper from cathode will deposit on anode. So, this statement is also wrong in cell 1. Okay, in cell 1 this statement is wrong. Fourth one is what? Copper from anode will deposit on cathode in cell 2. Yes, this statement is correct. Okay, this copper from anode will deposit on cathode in cell 2. Okay, so this is the correct option for this particular question. Okay, 24th, the correct option would be 4th. Okay, for this particular question. Next, we are having this question, 25th. See, it is saying read the following table. Okay, we have to read this particular table. We have been provided metal X, Y, Z. So, and the solutions zinc sulfate, ferrous sulfate and copper sulfate. X does not react with zinc, ZnSO4, FeSO4, CuSO4. So, we will say X is least reactive. Okay, since it is not displacing any of the given particular metals from their salts. Okay, so it is least reactive, as we can see here from the given information. Okay, why? It shows no reaction with Zn zinc sulfate. It shows no reaction with ferrous sulfate. it displaces copper from CuSO4. So obviously in previous case X is unable to displace any of the given metals, even copper. Okay, it fails to displace copper. So yes, in the reactivity series X lies below copper, but Y is displacing copper. So yes, obviously Y is more reactive than X. Correct? Okay. Now Z, it displaces zinc from ZnSO4, Fe from FeSO4 and Cu from CuSO4. Yes, obviously. So zinc is the most reactive element. Okay. Now, based on the above table, consider the following statements. Okay. First statement, what it says, reaction of Y with CuSO4 solution produces Cu metal. Obviously, yes, Y is displacing Cu from its salt. Yes, this statement is what? This is correct. Okay, this is correct. Second statement, what it's saying, Z is the most reactive element and X is the least reactive element. Yes, obviously, as I told you earlier only, okay, when we were discussing the simple reactions part. Okay, so yes, Z is the most reactive element and X is the least reactive element, and since see it X is unable to displace even copper from its salt, so yes, obviously it is less, it lies below copper in the reactivity series. So yes, this statement is also right. Third one, Y is more reactive than X. Y is more reactive than X. Yes, this is also correct. And less reactive than Z. Yes, obviously. Okay, this is least reactive, this is most reactive, and between these two elements, yes, Y is present between these two elements. So yes, Y is more reactive than X, but less reactive than Z. So this statement is also correct. Fourth one, metal Y produces zinc on reaction with ZnSO4. Why? No, this statement is wrong, because here we have been given, see, Y shows no reaction with ZnSO4, but this statement is saying yes, it is producing no. So this statement is actually wrong. So 1, 2 and 3, these three statements are correct. So the question is that which of the following options gives the correct statements? So the correct statements are 1, 2 and 3. So we'll mark 1. Okay. This is our right answer. Now, this next question, okay, we are having this, this is saying, if excess of CO2 is passed through the suspension of a compound X in water, a compound Y is formed. Okay, see, first of all, we are passing CO2, excess of CO2 from X, okay, excess of CO2, and we are having, or on passing excess of CO2 from X, we are getting Y. Okay. Now moving further, substances X and Y dissolves in H2SO4 giving white compound. Okay. Now, so X and Y, they both get dissolved in H2SO4. That means X and Y, they both reacting with H2SO4. Okay, so on reaction, okay, they are producing some compound. Okay, we'll see, okay, that compound, but they are dissolving, that means they are reacting. Okay, now, and that is what? That is Z, which is insoluble in water. Identify the compounds X, Y and Z. See, yes, we can inference from here is that, see, we know that on passing, yes, as a question is already saying that excess of CO2 is passed through the suspension of compound X in water, a compound Y is formed. So yes, obviously X can be what? It can be CaCO3. Okay, on passing excess of CO2, what will get? CaHCO3 whole twice. Okay, this is Y. Calcium carbonate is X, calcium bicarbonate is Y. Now both X and Y, that is CaCO3 and CaHCO3 whole twice, they both reacting with H2SO4. So obviously CaCO3 plus H2SO4 plus H2SO4, what it will produce? See, it will produce CaSO4 plus H2O plus CO2. Okay, Same that CaHCO3 whole twice, when it will react with H2SO4, same it will produce CaSO4 plus H2O and CO2. Okay, the only difference in these two reaction would be we'll see that difference only when we'll balance these two equations. Okay, otherwise product will remain same. So actually that Z compound, we can say that CaSO4 is that Z compound, okay, which is forming when X and Y is reacting with H2SO4, okay, and that calcium sulfate is obviously insoluble in water. Okay, so we know that X is calcium carbonate, Y is calcium bicarbonate, and Z is calcium sulfate. So from these above options, see, we know that we can see in third option X is calcium carbonate, Y is calcium bicarbonate, and Z is calcium sulfate. But here students, the problem is that in this particular question we have been given the wrong formula of calcium bicarbonate. Okay, so seeing these particular options, we can say that this question has to be bonus. Okay, so yes, we know that X is calcium carbonate, Y is calcium bicarbonate, and Z is calcium sulfate, but since we know that the formula is wrong, so that's why we have given this question as a bonus.